Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Audi S5. This is a Premium Plus. Huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. This S5 is finished off in a Mythos Black Metallic, and with options, MSRP is just over $71,000. This is powered by the 3-liter turbocharged V6. It's paired to the 7-speed automatic transmission. Pumps out 362 horsepower, 406 pound-feet of torque. That power sent through the Quattro all-wheel drive system, propelling this 4,300-pound hatchback from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. With the 20-inch wheels and summer tires, top speed is limited to 130 miles an hour. This also has a fuel capacity of 14.8 gallons. You'll expect to see 20 miles per gallon in the city and 29 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 114 inches. Its overall length is 190.1. It has a width of 73.2, a height of 57, and its ground clearance measures in at 4.5 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling for this S5, you'll notice up front, the Audi badge actually has a white ring to it, which is neat to see. There's a forward camera as well, and then sensors in the lower section of the bumper for distance pacing and all of those tech features. You'll notice the S badge along with some brushed accents for the rest of that hexagonal grille, and you'll notice more brushed accents for the trim accents on both sides. This also has a dark housing for all of the LEDs, and then some very smooth lines coming down the hood. You'll notice too, those optional 20-inch wheels with that 5-blade design. There's the red S-line brake calipers, more brushed accents for the lower side skirt. It's also on the power folding side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal, and it's on all of the window trim as well. Now, this also has a full moonroof up top, blends in nicely with the black here. And then this is actually a hatchback, but it does have that sedan vibe to it with the rear glass sloping a good bit. In back, there's also the body colored spoiler, backup camera, the parking sensors, dual exhaust too, and then more brushed accents for that lower trim accent. Now, this model is also equipped with the sport adaptable suspension as well. Now, you can use the control on the key fob or the electronic release underneath, and this is where you have that hatchback design, giving you some more practicality for your rear cargo space. Now, under the floor, you do have a little bit of space where you can place some items. There are some tie-down hooks, even some straps to accommodate more items. You can remove this cover if you like and fold the back seats down just to get some more interior space. And then up top, you have 2 controls to lock the vehicle or to close that liftgate by itself. Now, if you do lock the vehicle, as we walk up to the vehicle, there's the body colored trim accent where you just place your hand underneath, and it does have proximity door handles. So you can lock and unlock this from all 4. Now, this also has the manual sunshade, and then you'll notice leather and Alcantara for the entire door panel. There's Bang & Olufsen for the sound system and some storage in the lower section. And then this has the Napa leather seats. There's a release by the headrest here to fold this seat down, and that gives you a huge opening to place in some more items. Really neat design for the insert of these seats as well. And then at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. There's storage pockets, auxiliaries, vents, even a temperature adjustment down below. And at my height, even with a hat on, I'm just barely touching the headliner. So it's a little bit small, but you could fit a car seat back here. I could have another person back here and ride around town. So it is doable for adults to ride around. You'll notice too, there's the armrest with cup holders, and you can also fold this middle seat down. That way you can grab some items from back here if needed. And then you'll notice the smaller cargo windows too, just to break up this pillar and give you some better visibility. Now up front, you'll notice more of the Alcantara and leather, even some carbon fiber trim accents. There's the window controls, and then this panel here has lock and unlock. There's the headlight and fog light adjustments, the mirror controls, which are power folding, memory seating adjustments, and child lockouts. The liftgate release is in the lower section along with some more storage. And then for these front seats, there's the S logo. There's also all of the perforations, very nice bolster support to them. And there's the leg extension. So you have that. These are also massaging seats too. So those functions are located on the side. And it's a low car, so it's easy to get into, where we are now greeted with a flat top and bottom perforated and leather steering wheel, which has a great look to it. But let's start this up and take a listen to how it sounds. And And coming back to the virtual cockpit, you can go through quite a lot using the controls on the left side of the steering wheel. So if I just start by pushing on view, you can actually change that entire background there depending on the information that you would like to see. From there, I can use the scrolling dial to go left or right and pull up information located on that left side. You can even look at lap timers as well and get that set up and ready to go. And then under routes, you can scroll up and down now to view a little bit more information. So not all of them have that sliding bar, but it is nice with the information that you can pull up. On the right side, there's the heated steering wheel adjustment, and then volume tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands, and a favorites button as well. So that way you can set that up to what you use the most and have that readily available. Now this is also equipped with paddle shifters. You'll notice on the left side, there's the cruise control stalk with distance pacing, and then this also has an electronic steering wheel. So you can use the control on the side in order to further adjust this and telescope. Now on this left side, there's a little bit of storage. There's also more Alcantara, one air vent, leather for the dash, and then with the infotainment system, you have a lot more to go through. So if I start with the home button, you have this split view, so you can go through a little bit of information. You can pull up the map in full screen, get into your music, your phone when that is paired. When you go under vehicle, this is now how you can get into drive select, so you can go through the various driving modes. In this lower section, there's also dynamic plus and individual is how you can customize this. You can also get into your displays. So you have your brightness, you can adjust all of those along with lighting. You can get into the massaging seat adjustments. So you have that for both front seats. You can start, you have the intensity, and then you can even get into your regular seat adjustments with the side bolster support, which is fantastic to see. You have some services to monitor, and then there's also some more here to go into just depending on how you want to set everything up. The last one is going to go into some more icons like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can get into driver assistance. There's a shortcut to vehicle, so you can get into some of that information that I previously showed. There's settings, valet mode, and even the dash cam as well. So you can get into all of this. There's also an SD card located under the mirror there in order to have that accessible. Now for the lower section, this is all fixed, so you can get into the heated seats. There's also the temperature adjustments. You can get into the climates, even for the rear too, and adjust all of that. There's defrosters as well, and then fan speed and temperature. Now underneath that, you'll notice some more gloss black and Alcantara. There's also air vents, wireless charging with auxiliaries. There's volume and tuning, traction control, hazards, engine start stop, and then a shortcut to the driving modes. Now behind that, you'll notice there's two controls here for all of the tech features in this vehicle. So you can turn all of this on or off depending on what works for you and how you want the vehicle to react. So quite a lot. Next to that control, there's a shortcut to the camera system. So you can pull up all of these different angles, and with some of them, you can even get into the full view. This has parallel parking and some assistances and different settings you can get into as well. Behind that, there's the e-brake, which is also park, and then this is how you actually put it into reverse. So you can bring up that camera system. In the opposite direction, we can pull up the forward-facing camera, and if you go one more back, that's how you can start using the paddle shifters. There's cup holders as well. You get a little bit of storage and the armrest there, and then this does have more gloss black here. There's no passenger screen for this particular model. There's also the locking glove box too, and then garage door buttons up top. There's the dome lights, which are touch sensitive, and then by using this sunshade control, you can actually adjust the sunshade itself. So there's not a physical sunshade, but you can go forwards or backwards depending on if you want to let the light in or you want to have a little bit more shade. So really neat tech to see for this model. It's much quicker to activate than if the sunroof were to go roll up all the way to the back. And then here's a look at visibility, where it's very easy to see. For this hatchback, you have quite a lot of glass. As we set up behind the wheel now for the latest S5, this is a really good middle trim level for this 5 Series. There's an A5, S5, and the RS5 as well. So if you're looking for something that is going to be a little bit more comfortable as a daily driver, this model has the Sport upgraded suspension, however, so it's going to handle turns even like that phenomenally well. This is a good trim level to go with. Even with the seats, the bolster support is very aggressive, but they're also super comfortable too. I could easily see daily driving this with this seat option, with the suspension too, and you have a good bit of power. So this is a vehicle that if you're looking for that hatchback, you need a little bit more practicality for your cargo, but you also want a fun vehicle, you can't go wrong with this. It's going to be extremely luxury focused as well. So it's a great daily driver and one that is just going to be sporty enough to have some of that performance driving fun when you are ready to go. So let's put it into dynamic right now. And it does get a little bit louder. We can use the paddle shifters now, and here we go with the slight acceleration. Definitely sounds good, and the paddles are going to be very, very responsive. This is a quick shifting transmission for this vehicle, and it's just going to give you an enjoyable ride. The steering input also feels very direct, so going around some of the turns that I just did, you can feel that this is going to go where you want it to. So it would make for a great daily, and you can drive this everywhere, do everything. You have all-wheel drive to make this that much more capable in inclement weather, maybe in the snow even. My brother took his RS3 out in the snow, and with the all-wheel drive and the summer tires, I believe, on that vehicle, it did pretty good. So if you are in those conditions, you can put on proper snow tires and have a vehicle that can basically do it all. Now, as far as the driver's seat here goes, at 5'10", I have about 3 inches or so of headroom, and that is with the seat not all the way down. So you can be a little bit taller than me and still fit comfortably in this vehicle. It's not too big on the inside, but you have enough space for 4 people to fit pretty comfortably, just depending on the passengers that you have in the back there. And you have a very quiet driving vehicle. This is definitely very fun, and the new updates for this model I think are great. All of the tech is easy to go through, especially while driving. And still in dynamic, second gear, here we go. And just a minor acceleration, we can get up to speed. Now if I put into balanced mode, we'll do the same thing. So I'll downshift to second, slight acceleration. You can hear it get a little bit louder going into dynamic mode. So it is neat to hear the differences just depending on how you feel like driving for the day. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the latest S5. You have a really good outlook for visibility out of the front here. And again, everything is laid out extremely well. So if you're looking for a luxury focused vehicle, this is a perfect option to go with. You do have several ways that you can spec them, just depending on your budget and the options that you are looking to get. It is going to be a very comfortable vehicle. Even with the sport adaptable suspension, we can put it into comfort mode here and just have a great place to be. So it's nice that you have a few different driving dynamics and characteristics. The gauge cluster will change as well when you put it into dynamic mode. But just depending on what you're doing for the day, you have a vehicle that's not quite like the RS5, of course, so it's not more track focused, but it gives you plenty of power and performance with the daily driving capabilities and characteristics. So if you're not looking for that next level, you can still get a lot of those performance aspects with the S5 here and have a perfect daily driver and one to do some driving when needed. Now, as far as the turning radius goes, I don't think we will have to back up. It has a pretty good turning radius, however, so that way it's going to be a lot more maneuverable, and of course it has parallel parking like I mentioned earlier, so that way you have some of those tech features to help in those situations. So not a big vehicle if you're looking for something more compact but still very usable as well. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Audi S5. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at the website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.